You know, Doctor, I think I made myself rather clear last time I was in this chair. You see, I have this nagging sensation that maybe, maybe I don't really belong in it. Do you understand what I mean by that? I don't really belong in it. But let's reaffirm that. Let's reaffirm it just to be safe, because better safe than sorry, right? Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you call this institute the Elizabeth Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane. Right? Insane. Do you understand that? Do you understand that word? Do you know what that means? Insane. That would imply delirious mumblings, hallucinations, hysteria, singing, sippity-doo-dah, chewing froth, whatever. Take a pick off the list. But my point, Doctor, my point is that I suffer from none of these. Ergo... Ergo, I am not insane. Doctor, I am not insane. You know about the things I've done. You know about the things I've accomplished. Would a maniac really be capable of that? So, now you have me, Doctor. At last. Bravo. No, I really mean that. Bravo. Great job. How long do you give it? 2 weeks? 3 tops? You've seen me escape from this box of matches before. You know that this can't hold me in. It seems a bit strange that you'd take me in here for questioning at all. Unless... Oh, no, now I understand, Doctor. Now I understand. You know that there's absolutely no point at all in getting around my massive intellect. So you figure, at least you can put me in the interrogation room. So at least you'll have me under surveillance. At least. Clever. No, that's so clever of you, Doctor. Real clever. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Doctor. So fucking proud. Riddle me this, Doctor. How do you entertain an idiot? No, I'm asking you. How do you entertain an idiot? You don't know? You don't... Nothing? Not surprised. Well, as much as I hate giving away the answer, I guess I'll have to. You take a bunch of keys, yeah? You put them just out of reach from his dumb face, and wait. And so you are graced with the sight of this precious moron as he's desperately trying to attain the unattainable. Oh, do forgive me, Doctor, I have a poet's weakness for metaphors. Fairly obviously in this case, it's a symbol for you desperately trying to wrap your head around my master brain, Oh, how does he do it? How can he be so smart? Maybe if I interrogate him, I could also be a proper genius. Watching you trying to reach for the keys is adorable. At the same time, it makes me lose all faith in mankind. But, this metaphor that I thought of is not just applicable to this situation. It's applicable to so many other things. My whole life, actually, to be exact. It's become sort of a game to me, you see. A game, seeing just how closely I can place the keys to them before they can actually reach out and grab them. Like, do you remember the Westwards, Doctor? Well, of course you do. You were the one who interrogated me after that fuck it, I'll tell you nonetheless. The Westwards were the second richest family in Gotham, second only to the Waynes, of course. Now, this was fairly early in my career. I'd only performed a few petty crimes, a few minor heists. I wanted more. I wanted the scheme that would label me the new Napoleon of crime. That's what I wanted. Fuck, that's what I needed, alright? And all of a sudden, that westward fortune looked pretty fucking delicious now, didn't it? So, so what to do? Well, I kidnapped them, all 10 children and grandchildren of the Westward Patriarch. Yeah, I knew how much he loved them. I knew they were his pressure point, if you will. The old fools were nothing more than a dish rag, and I would squeeze out every last drop of fortune from their pathetic fabric. Riddle me this, Doctor. I have 4 lengths in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening. What am I? Well, it's easy. Man. Dumbfounded. Ignorant. Adorable man. Who is so incapable of managing by themselves, so fucking stupid, that they require 4 legs to be stable. 4 legs. And same goes for poor Dr. Burt Westward. He was the head of the family in question. Professor in law, literature, medicine, owner of the 5 largest companies in Gotham, benefactor of the 15 after that, donated 5 digits to every major charity, MD, PhD, whatever it may be, richer than Croesus, nicer than Jesus, all that stuff. But take away all that, metaphorically, cut off his legs, and you will see that he is just as lost as the rest of you jabbering apes. Well, that's exactly what I did. I kidnapped his children. I cut off his legs. I suppose you can predict the rest. Brilliant. Brilliant, albeit a touch cliched. I suppose I could have just captured them and put a gun to each of their temples, videotape it, and demand the fortune from their father, or else, you know, would have been a lot quicker, cheaper, simpler, safer, and I most likely would have gotten away with it. But that's not really my style now, is it? No, what's the use of dollars if you got no one to show for it? So I did the only rational thing. I put each Westward in an elaborate death trap of my own design. Imagine, per se, the eldest son of Dr. Burt, trapped inside a gigantic hourglass, slowly filling up with sand. Now, if the sand reached the top, well, he'd suffocate and die. The real beauty of it, on the bottom of the death trap, were 2 things. A walkie-talkie with direct contact to his dear father, and an almost impossible riddle of my own design, of course. And so, Dr. Burt was given an ultimatum. Either solve the riddle, or give me the fortune. All the while his son was nearing his demise. Do you see what I've accomplished here, Doctor? I took this struggling infant and cut off 2 of his legs. But then I gave him just an inkling of hope. And maybe, just maybe, he could walk away with both his son's life and the fortune. I gave him a 3rd leg. And frankly, watching him stumble around on it like a 3-legged freak was hilarious. But do you want to know the really beautiful part? I mean the really beautiful part. The minute the challenge ended, either after the son died or he solved the riddle, the next death trap would spring into motion. And thus, the whole circus started over again. In an entirely different part of town, of course, so you lot wouldn't be able to trace me down. Another Westward, and then another near to impossible death trap, and another near to impossible riddle. Solve the riddle, or give me the fortune. It all just went around. It's so beautiful. But, oh my, do you want to know the really beautiful part? I mean, this time, the really beautiful part. When Dr. Westward finally cracked and decided it was safer to just give me the money instead of risking another son's life, we were at the 8th death trap. 8th! The 8th death trap! That means 8 death traps, 8 fatal riddles, and 8 dead Westwards. That's how far he'd go. That's how far he'd go. You see, to me, that's the greatest fucking riddle of them all. How far will people actually go before they crack? How close do you have to place the keys? Now, as you probably know, I didn't get the money. I won the game. I won the game. Make no mistake of that. But before the doctor could transfer his money to me, somehow the radio transmissions from the walkie-talkies were traced back to my headquarters, and before you knew it, Gotham's finest burst in, guns in hands. And I wound up, well, in this chair. As I said, I suppose I could have just blackmailed them at gunpoint. The money would have been in my hand long before you lot were able to find me. But who would have even noticed that? Just a few columns in the newspaper and then gone. Just forgotten forever. No, Doctor, no. I swear to you, that shall never happen. I swear to you, every crime I commit, every bank I rob, every person I blackmail, every life I destroy, there shall be absolutely no question as to who lines behind it. No matter how many times I get caught, Gotham shall know that, be it just for a split second, they were under the boot of Edward Nygma, under the boot of the Riddler. Some have taken to calling me egotistical because of this. Some have even described me as I see you've written down in your notes over there, narcissistic. No. I am not a narcissist, Doctor. I am not a narcissist because that would imply that I am insane. And I think we've already established that. I am not insane, Doctor. Do you understand that? I am not insane.